Hello! So today it would have been Roald Dahl's 100th birthday, so I thought I'd make a video about Roald Dahl. Something I have never spoke about before on my channel, but basically, aside from Harry Potter and J.K. Rowling, there was also somebody else who got me into reading and was the reason that I was such a little bookworm when I was little, and that person was Roald Dahl. So I am working in a school at the minute as a teaching assistant, and today there was all Roald Dahl stuff going on. We were learning about him and his childhood and talking about his stories and everything like that, and the language he makes up and all sorts of stuff. So I remembered that when I was younger I was a little geek and I used to collect Roald Dahl stuff. It was a monthly subscription to a magazine and you got a little figure and some cards with them, and I got it every month for so long. The shop in my village used to write my name on it and save them for me, and it was all so cute. So I went in the attic and I found them, and I'm just gonna quickly have a little look. This was my box with all the magazines in, the BFG on the back. Oh, it's so heavy. This is how many I had. So yeah, each month there was a different themed magazine. So the first one that I've got that I'm going to look at in a minute is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. We've got the Enormous Crocodile, Matilda, SEO Trot. I loved SEO Trot as a kid. James and the Giant Peach, the Witches, the Twits, everything. We've got so many. So basically this Charlie and the Chocolate Factory one, the first ever one back in a long time ago. I think there's a date on this. 2005. Back in 2005. So that's 11 years ago. Basically, in it you've got a little segment from the book, a little story, which was cute, and I used to read it to my granddad and it was all very cute. Then you had all this stuff about Roald Dahl. Every month there was all different facts about him and about the story, stuff like that. And there was always a thing called Tales from the Hut, because if you don't know, Roald Dahl wrote all of his books in his garden shed thing. And there's always a little tale like this one. He kept lots of curious objects on the desk inside his shed. One of them is this mysterious silver ball. The amazingly heavy thing is actually made of hundreds of chocolate wrappers. When Roald Dahl was a young man working in London, he scoffed a bar of dairy milk every single day. And he saved the foil wrapper and rolled it into a ball. Eventually it grew and grew. So there's just random facts. And then every month it showed you how to draw a different Roald Dahl character. So it's all step by steps how to draw them, and then they also give you a little piece of paper that you can do your drawing on, and I used to be so excited. And then there's always a little comic strip about Roald Dahl's life as a kid, because he went to boarding school, which is something me and the kids learned about today in school. He went to boarding school when he was little. He was also in the RAF, if you didn't know that, and at one point apparently he was a spy for the MI6. Also, I remember there's also always a recipe in the issue every month, and this one I just think looks amazing. And it's bringing back memories from when I was little, but look at it. Like a chocolate bar. And puzzles, there's always lots of puzzles. Have I done them? I was very weird as a kid, and I never liked writing on stuff. So if I got this with all puzzles in, I would never write the answers down or anything, because I'd do them, but I'd write the answers onto a separate piece of paper so I didn't ruin the magazine. I think as a kid I thought, oh, this might be worth something one day. Also, as you'll see in a bit, all the figures I got, I never took them out of the package or anything. It was weird. I was a strange kid. Then at the end it tells you what you're going to get in the next issue and in the next issue. The reason I'm so excited about this is with the issues you either got some cards or a figure, and you got a figure every couple of months and you got some cards every single month. This is the box you get when you subscribe, and all the cards go inside it like this. And I've got loads. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, there we go. And that looks like I haven't got many, but these are actually piles of cards. So yeah, you got shiny cards, and then you got normal cards, and then occasionally you got different, these ones 3D card. I don't know if you can see it on camera. And there was always really random stuff. Some of them were glow in the dark and stuff like that. But the thing that everyone was most excited about was occasionally you'd get a card like this Twits one, which was Scratch and Sniff. There we go, it's a Scratch and Sniff card. And you had to scratch it here, and then you smell it, and it's supposed to smell spaghetti, this one, because all the spaghetti in Mr. Twit's beard, but after 11 years the smell's gone, and I was really gutted because I remember the smell really like clearly, so when I got it out I was like, no, you can't smell it. No, but they used to smell. The most exciting part of this whole thing wasn't the cards, wasn't the magazines, it was this book of figures. Da-da-da-da. Now, I didn't get them all, unfortunately, because after buying probably about 40 months worth of magazines, I either grew out of it, got bored, or ran out of money. I can't quite remember what it was, but I wish I didn't stop because my little thing of figures isn't full. It's really annoying. Again, we'll stick to Charlie and Chocolate Factory. Here was the one you got on that magazine. Can you see it? It's a little chocolate bar, and I'll get it out the thing. I've taken them out, but I've always put them back into the packaging because of my like funny child ways about making money in the future. So this is a little chocolate bar. This one was SEO Trot, so a little turtle figure. And we had a eyeball, which I'm guessing was from the Witches maybe, or maybe the Twits. He had a glass eye, didn't he? This one was a little cauldron bubbling over. Finally, we have this little gypsy caravan, which I'm thinking is from Fantastic Mr. Fox. And these aren't like plastic, these are like proper metal and they're really heavy, so it was really fun to collect them and it was really cute. It made me so nostalgic finding these in my attic today to celebrate Roald Dahl's 100th birthday. Now I'm going to quickly check if I ever drew any of the characters because I've got a lot of papers in this little folder. Picture of the BFG from 11 years ago. Oh, this one's good. We have a Willy Wonka picture. See, I think that one's quite similar to Roald Dahl's illustrations. I found it like really interesting because today at school when we were talking about the Roald Dahl's birthday, a lot of the kids didn't seem very familiar with Roald Dahl. Like they knew who he was, but they didn't seem to know a lot about him / the books he wrote. Like I'm sure one of them went, oh my god, did he write Charlie and the Chocolate Factory? And I found that weird because as a kid, like that was just common knowledge to me, obviously because I collected Roald Dahl stuff, but I'm sure I grew up reading all of his books anyway. I just think it's sad that the kids these days aren't doing little cute things like this and they're all playing on their iPads. I'm done rambling. So happy birthday to Roald Dahl, who would have been 100 today, and this has made me really want to do some little baking, cooking-y, snacks, treats, recipe things, videos. So I might have a look at all the recipes they've got and maybe make some. I might make that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory chocolate because it looked amazing. And yeah, I'll film it. It'll be cool. Okay, I hope you enjoyed and I will talk to you next time. Just before I go, I'm going to give you a random Roald Dahl fact to dwell on. He had a pet goat called Alma. I want a pet goat. Okay, I'm done.